was just for me.
Oh, I do see that.
Okay.
What I don't see is YouTube.
No. Oh, I gotta hit play. Oh yeah, because you gotta hit play to restream it. There it is. Once I know it, once I can hear audio, I can hear audio.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we have people in the chat. We have people on the screen. If everybody could help us out and just give us a thumbs up. Oh no. Oh yeah, I turned it off. All right, good. I'll also give myself echo. This is the fun part where we get to dial in, tune in, and we get to revert back to the Project Catalyst mantra, which is where I came from, where we break things and we fix them. So things are going to be like Mitt and Grit says, looking good. Charlie, why is the floor so bad, so dead? That's part of trees. Things fall down, it dies, it reproduces, and it grows. This is natural.
Yeah.
Karina Smith. Yep. Appreciate you being out there, Karina. Freedom 35ers. Wait, is that you or is that your boys?
Yeah. That may be a little bit of both over there. Don't worry.
Okay.
We'll be all right. We're supporting all over.
Jump, big player out in the Discord. Love to hear that. Now that is the dedication. Fantastic. Oh yeah, check this out. We're gonna practice for the AMA, but we can bring pictures up and see what it looks like. And I like to say hello and say thanks for everybody. And Mitt and Grit, it was maybe 6:30 for you, but I think your clock was forward. We were watching that when it was about 2 minutes to go.
6:30 a.m.
Marco, yep, appreciate you being here. So if you know of Cardano trees and everything else, you already know where the Discord's at. You already know where the community stuff is. If you're watching this video and like, hey, what's going on in the Cardano trees? Because I heard it's OG. Let's figure out what that actually means. Pop in, see where that's at. My name is Ken Adams. My first CNFT minting experience was just over 4 months ago when Cardano trees went live. I was actually driving, put hotspot on, flipped up my laptop and said, I'm going to buy an actual NFT during the mint because I had no idea what was going to happen. And it worked. And I picked a few up and I got a couple the next day and then there was no more available. So what I didn't know was going to happen was the community that was built around that just grew. And for 4 months that I've been in this game now, it's a habit or hobby. It's fun for me. This is like the CNFT thing is a great release for me personally, but finding Cardano trees and being a part of it, it's phenomenal. And I love where that's at. So having studied it in the beginning, I got to know a lot of the details and a lot of things that were there in the intentions in the beginning. So what we're here for today as a Q&A and an AMA. So the Q&A portion is generated from the community. There was a lot of questions that got brought up here recently, and what's the focus? Where are we at? What's going on with everything? And there's really only one person we can truly talk to, and that's the genius who's right there, if it's oriented the right way, and Damian putting together some mega stuff out there.
Como un guy, totally como un guy.
So let me see if we can do this right. Tommy, TOMMY, is Freedom 35ers, just setting up a really cool podcast and covering the CNFT space with his buddies. And we kind of looked at this and said, you know what? We have the tools. We have the toys. Let's host this. Let's make this happen and get it out there. Leah is up there right now.
I don't know.
Leah, I got to know Leah a little bit pre-smart contract era, and there was a few exchanges that we worked out on the escrow and making that happen. This is the first time we get to see and hear your beautiful voice, and here we go. And the aforementioned Damian. So in the chat, I am actually going to have to keep a little closer track, and I'll ask everyone to kind of watch, but we are going to kind of keep an eye on it. And when when the questions come up that we're going to ask at the end, we'll get there. So give just a minute for Tommy. Why don't you?
I'll slot in slot in, give you my Cardano tree story, a little bit of background. My name is Tommy. I'm one of the co-hosts of Freedom 35ers. We're a Cardano NFT podcast that started back in October. one of the reasons that we actually started the podcast was in relation to Cardano trees. We've actually had the opportunity to do a sit down and talk to Damian one-on-one as well on our show to learn more about the add-ons when those released. My experience in Cardano trees, I was there on mint day. I was randomly scrolling through Discords. I got back into CNFTs in August of 21 and was in every single project at that time because we would go to one CNFT, so see what was minting that day and just jump right in. And everything at that time was just kind of taken off. You didn't know what was going on. And I got stumbled across in a Discord for Cardano trees, not sure what they were, jumped right in, of course, bought immediately without even looking at it. And the rest was kind of history from there. I minted a super rare on launch day. So that was really fun. Didn't really know what I had. And that enabled me to kind of start talking to some of the friends inside of our group about what we were doing, how much these things were going for, the buzz around them. And that got us talking and eventually led us to starting a podcast because we started talking every day. So I think we can thank the trees literally for going back to it. So it's really cool to be have this opportunity here to talk with Damian, talk with yourself and Leah. It's kind of come full circle. So that's kind of our story getting into it. And, I'm just happy to be here. Happy to host.
Awesome, Tommy. Thank you.
Awesome.
Leah, you've been a moderator for day one, from what I can recall and remember. So I know that there's somebody out there in the chat that wants to skip the pleasantries, but I'm not skipping Leah for this. So you go right ahead and tell us
what do you want to hear?
Oh, just how'd you come into the game? What brings you where we are?
Yeah, so I'm kind of like you, Ken, where I just kind of jumped into crypto and NFTs all at the same time. Around May last year, I just started kind of getting into like Ravencoin, and I built like a whole mining system, and then I got into Cardano somehow from there. And then I minted a few NFTs, and my third mint was Cardano trees, and yeah, it was just totally game changing.
That's awesome, Leah. And the other two introductions that we have to do are going to be muted is our literal king, Eltano, is out there. So he's going to help moderate the chat area. And Fede is out there. Don't see it as by name, but we're all kind of different names in different threads and communities. But Fede is out there, and he may be able to answer some questions as that comes up. So without further ado, Damian, you've been on many platforms. You've been interviewed by me a couple of times, by Tommy. I know that Marco had you out there. You even got to know some of the foundation members, the Cardano Foundation members. So excuse me. I know the roadmap is out there. We have the roadmap in place, and we're looking at that. So looking at the future, let's just jump right in and say, yes, we did. I am kind of going to be reading off the script in the sense that because these are community-driven questions, we'll ask the questions so that it covers all of the community's concerns. That's where we're at. So, Damian, the project's been an amazing roadmap laid out for the future. Can you give us an update on how it's going and if there are any updates?
Yeah, totally. Yeah, thank you all to be here. Yeah, for me it's amazing. Yeah, I really can process all that things. Yeah, for me up to now it's really amazing that someone has my something that I made in the computer or in the world. It's like a dream. I don't. But yeah, about the Roma in particular, now maybe the most important thing that is happening now, I think, is I am working on modifying the original trees to make it available to have add-ons, because the maybe later we can talk more in detail about the add-ons idea and how it works. But all this will be great if the trees can have it. No, up to now we have the add-ons that can combine between them, and maybe that idea could be used for a lot of things. But up to now, it's not possible to combine them in an easy way with the original trees. Then I think that is a very important part that I am working now. Other things that are happening in parallel are making with other guys making a total new website. Not only the I think the aspect of the website we are working a lot is add a lot of information there because I think it's really in sometimes it's really difficult to explain all the characteristics that the trees have, and because maybe sometimes the trees are not good. Are not put in, for example, in the marketplaces in a good way, or some people think that they are videos or GIF, or I don't know, a lot of discussion about that. It's really difficult to explain. I think at the moment of the first drop or that weeks, maybe a lot of people understand that or read that and understand what all the characteristics. But now there is a lot of people that really don't know about that, and then we are working on that on the website in particular, and on the Discord too. Fede in particular is working to rearrange everything on Discord in different channels because maybe, for example, the channel in particular about the add-ons maybe is more clear, but other channel that was growing during the crazy times at the beginning are more mixed, and the information is not too clear, and we're working on all of that. For sure, we continue working with the Cardano Foundation impact channel about the berry tree, and that's it. Because now is the 1 million trees already funded, but I continue working in some of the NFTs that can be redeemed based on the token that people donated. And another thing that is going on, well, maybe later I can comment a couple of things that I can comment in very deep in detail because I need more time to define a lot of things. But we are working a couple of things. One related to the marketplace in particular. Maybe we are planning later. I can explain more. Maybe we are planning to make maybe something bigger than only maybe like a marketplace for the trees. We're talking with other projects related to the NFT for Good Alliance. In that discussions, we reached some ideas about creating something bigger about the marketplace or for a special project. I don't know. Maybe later I can explain more because I think now is too much, maybe boring. I'm talking too much, maybe. Yeah.
Well, Damian, I'll jump in to kind of hit pause for a second because the roadmap is you have put out a full scale roadmap, and I know there's a lot of excitement when that came out because it laid out your vision, and what I'm hearing is with the add-ons in the add-on era, we have it. It's in place now. I'm going to show a quick example. This is with the fireworks, with the sun, and this is the display example one. Yeah. But even myself, I look at it and I go, you know what? I'm not quite sure I know exactly how to build it yet. In real life, I am uber busy, so I haven't had a chance to play with it. And I think a lot of people may still be misunderstood as to what the add-on era means. To me, it's a work in progress. It's not a completed package yet. It's a starting point. So
yeah,
right. I was going to say to build off kind of that, Ken. As far as I guess one of the main things that we were looking at the add-on era was great that we were able to get it dropped. And I guess a lot of what I've seen from the community itself in regards to this is just the overall communication about what was the expectation of these add-ons and kind of like a timeline for some of this stuff. So for me, the same thing, I thought when originally these were dropping out there, I was going to be able to take these add-ons and eventually remint or rechange my original Cardano tree code to be able to implement the display NFTs right away, which I know is in the works, but it's not currently available at this function. Do you have an update or a timeline for any of the add-on era stuff, Damian?
Yeah, about the modification of the trees, I think about the timeline, I worked really hard on that, but I think more or less in a month, maybe I can that finish, because it's I trying to take this in with really carefully, because if we need to remit that trees for the people that like it. No, will be is totally optional. It's not for all the holder. Maybe each holder can select or decide if he likes to remit or not. But I am taking that really carefully, because I try to make it in the best way, and only once, not because maybe if I make something wrong, or maybe later I understand that there will be a better way or something, we need another remit. I for sure that is not good at all, and then
Right.
I try to make it in a really careful way.
Mhm.
But they don't technology like, but technology is maybe later when I explain more in detail, it's a simple, it's something really simple in the technical part. I try a lot of different ways to do that, and the final way I think is really simple. But the main thing about the trees in particular is because to combine different NFTs using the Don idea, you need to have that NFTs make in different layers, because then you can import or combine only maybe from each NFT. You can only take one layer, for example, and then you extract that layer for that NFT, that another layer for another NFT, and then you combine all together in a new visualization. And for the trees in particular, all the tree is drawn in the same canvas. You have the background, you have the tree, you have the rain, everything in the same canvas. Then you can separate that. And that I making now is to create the same trees, but you have the background in one frame, in one canvas. You have the tree in another canvas. You have the rain in another canvas, and then based on that, you only, for example, can extract only a tree, or you can put something between the background and the tree. You can put there, for example, the moon or the sun, or you. But you
Oh, did Damian just go?
Oh, I guess I'm next. No.
there.
There we go.
And that is
We'll put
the specific work I'm doing from the technical perspective. That is that will be the difference between the reminted trees and the original trees. Yeah. That the difference will be that everything will be in a different canvas. Then you can extract some things or put things in any position between them. That idea.
So Damian, you cut out a little bit, and I know the picture went away, the audio went away, and then the screen went away and came back, and we caught you. So we are back. I can see you're moving now, but this is a beautiful thing. This is one of the things that I think may not be fully understood by the Cardano community or Cardano trees community. Is you're a developer and you are meticulous with how you do things, and we've talked in the past about how I want to do this, 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 and this exactly. And that's what has to happen for it to work right. But I think call it the kindergarten version, is that you're creating a display NFT that we're going to be able to pull up on our screen. And you can put multiple assets into that one image. Where right now, if I want to see 2 or 3 things, I have to look at each one individually. And the technology that you're building is growing to put that together. And that is what you're using your time for and making it happen. So that's awesome. Totally. Does that answer your question, Tommy? I think you kind of went there.
No, that understands. Yeah, it was more so looking, I guess, providing. It kind of leads me into like the next, I guess, point and big thing, I guess, towards the community right now is Damian. Yes, I know you, like you said, you're working a lot on the back end on stuff, and you're not going to release it until it's perfect. I know we've taken on new efforts here recently in the last like month or two in regards to communication for Cardano trees and trying to give regular updates. I think that is something that community I think is seeming to really want to know what you have going on, and even if it's something in the technical terms, Are you guys planning to continue to ramp that up? I know Fetty is the community manager right now, and he's providing some stuff. But I think, you know, some of the community may want to go ahead and, you know, maybe just, even if it's something, maybe it sounds a little boring as far as an update goes, could provide regular weekly feedback on what you have going on and start setting timelines for certain things, or even I guess just give a little bit more information to the community itself. Because I think in the space we're in right now, that stuff moves so fast. You know, you take a week off and it feels like a month. You know, it's crazy and it's moving quick, and there's a bunch of new players. So I think the technology is unparalleled. You know, it's unquestioned for what you're doing, and it's innovative. And people, that's the whole reason everybody's here. They love the art, they love the technology. So I think just providing, you know, what are your plans going forward to continue? Do you have plans to continue to ramp up communication via the community, or just some sort of updates? Where do you think this is going right now for your team?
Yeah. No, in particular, Faye is working in like say at the beginning, in modify or rearrange everything in this one in particular, to have a better and the website too, no, to have a better place to try to have something, some place with good information, most clearly. But for sure, we can improve our communication. Yeah, that maybe is my fault from the dev side, because I'm generally try to, or generally I communicate the thing when I have more or less finished or more accommodate. Yeah, I don't know how to say it. More evolved, or more more near to the finished side or the finished state. And then maybe I need to communicate more the different steps in the middle. Maybe for me is something that is that maybe is something like it's not too much. Maybe in my mind, maybe it's something that is maybe I communicate that, and maybe the other people think that is why he's communicating this, that is nothing, for example. but the other day I talk a lot with Lando, for example, and talk about this in particular. Yeah, because maybe in my I am too self-demanding, I think, and maybe I analyze the communication or the thing that I write with my mind, and maybe from outside is more important that I think. And I understand that. Totally.
So you're saying you don't live in Discord every day and have every second to spend in chat right there?
What?
No, I think, and it's like you said, I'm kind of, it seems to me at least like you're more of a perfectionist. I'm kind of in that same light. Like, you don't want to release information about something until you're fully ready to back that up and have an update for that. And I know, and I think most people would say that's a fair thing to say. I think, like you said, maybe a little more communication, even if it's something, a minor update. Hey guys, we're working on these things this week, or here's some plans that we have coming up the upcoming month. Like, regular updates. I know the community is looking for a little more feedback, because you do have a lot of people inside of here who are passionate about the project. So I know that was something that people are looking to see, and I didn't know if you guys had any plans for that.
Yeah, sure.
Hey, so I'm gonna throw an early question up on the screen, but Jump asked a great question, and see if we can answer this fairly quickly. Would we be able to, in your vision, yes or no, are we able to actually, are we going to be able to put multiple trees straight in that image? Someone else wants to put 150 trees in the image.
So 150 trees.
Can you make a forest?
Yeah.
No, you can do it. Yeah, maybe the computer goes fire or something. Maybe the trees moves like something like this. But okay, yeah.
No, that's fantastic, because I know there's another partnership. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, the other idea is you can combine everything with everything. That is making it with that code structure. Because, for example, we think like we are thinking now that the trees are the main NFT in the combination. But maybe you maybe someone likes to make a display NFT, for example, with a big moon and a really small tree there, for example.
Yeah,
it's okay.
No,
know.
there's future things that are happening, and I know we got to, well, in the end, or even right now, I'm going to call out the nano frames and your partnership with them and what's going to happen there. So we'll get back around to that, but if we can get this sorted out by the time the nano frames deliver, that's going to be fantastic. So we'll see where that goes. But I want to bring Leah in with regard to the community and the space. I don't know what controls our moderators have for managing the Discord server itself, whether it's actual technical ability to do the thing or to actually, suggest something. Are they the permissions, I think is the right way to say it, because Leah, this isn't your only Discord that you're either a moderator or heavily involved in, right?
Yeah, correct.
Yeah. So we're all kind of bringing skills and different tools to this Discord in this place. One of the things that's been called on that I gotta say, I would like it maybe for different reasons than others, but to be a verified tree owner. If I can verify myself on the Discord as a tree holder, and anybody that's in the community can, because to me, as a verified member in a community, it's not about bragging rights. It's not about saying, oh, I'm this, I have this many. It's about recognizing a new person to the community. So when somebody steps in and asks a question that we all know the answer to, because we've been doing this like for 4 months. So we know the answers to the question, but we want to be able to bring and usher them in. So if they're not a verified member, we may have a little bit softer gloves with that. So I don't know, Leah, is that something that is just like flip a switch on and you need permission to do that? We as a community need to say go?
Yeah, I mean, I don't have the permissions. I don't have any kind of like server access, so I can't really change or add any kind of bots or anything like that without going through Fide or Damian. So I just got like the base like moderating chats and
Okay.
suggesting things in like developer chats or mod
Okay.
chats and stuff like that, and having a say there, but ultimately it's not my choice.
Okay. And Damian, I know we've talked about I've seen it in suggestions. I've seen it brought up. It looks like there's a number of people even in the chat section that are agreeing to that kind of train of thought. Where are you at with that process? Because just like you're not in the Discords constantly, you may not recognize that that tool and the value in that.
Sorry, I don't understand totally sorry.
With regard to allowing for a verified member to be.
Yeah. No, I recognize the value of that. Yeah, totally. I will try to implement that soon. Yeah.
Okay.
I would say maybe it would be beneficial to get Leah, if we were able to hold maybe polls throughout the week, or a weekly poll for requested features, like highly sought after from the community, that they could vote on, so that the highest ones would be put on the priority list. And Damian, you could work with Betty or whoever the mods are in order to implement those changes. Would that be, I think, a step in the right direction? So verified roles, which we see a lot of in different chats, and it's that kind of fun way to be like, hey, I'm part of the community as well, like Ken said. I think that would be a good way maybe to approach those different things. So if you have a big voice, we would take the mods, especially Leah, you would be able to say, here's the top things that I'm seeing. Let's take a vote, community. Let's put these on priority lists. And Damian's able to go ahead with his team to be able to implement that stuff for us.
No, that's great. And I think another tool that we've all talked about and hit on in that community space is bot protection. Verifying to come into the space and having that human or bot, because we do want to know everyone wants to know what your numbers are. And it's not about, well, how many people are there? Well, we know how many bots are there because 27 people joined in the last 3 minutes. We know that didn't come from humans. So there are tools for that. And if that's on the more short-term roadmap to clean that up, then that's really fantastic news. So,
yeah.
Cool.
So going, I see some questions, Ken, if you want to pull some of those sitting in there from the chat. I know I see a couple of them right here in regards to the Pavia and then what work, I guess as far as bringing in the trees to, for the preservation and forest systems. I know you guys had partnered. One of the big things that we saw this past week was a Samsung partnership with Veritree. And a lot of people who may not have been here back in that time frame and in September of last year, you guys partnered up with Veritree as well, correct? And didn't you guys just hit a recent big goal as far as the 1 million trees?
Yeah.
So can you explain a little bit more about that program, what you guys were working with? Because I think that ignited a big excitement inside of Cardano itself. The fact that Samsung's being exposed to the blockchain. What was your guys' involvement with Veritree, and what is the work being done? I guess in regards to what got raised during that time period last year.
Yeah, about that, the first Cardano Foundation Impact Challenge with Veritree. The idea was to plant a million trees. That was reached last week. And our participation it's not it's a group of different NFT creators and SPOs that works in that program. And our participation in particular was when, for sure, we had a lot of discussion on how to implement that or how to plan that ITO and the future NFT redemption and these kind of things. And in particular, I am working in some of the NFTs that will be redeemed in the near future. I don't have the exact date, but will be in the near future. And the why Veritree and why Cardano and Veritree are partnering together in this, because Veritree has a really good. I think it's a really good idea, or it's a really good service that they make a verification of the trees planted, and then they implement different devices that measure different things on the trees during their life, and then they will have, for example, the size of the tree, number of leaves. They have detection of different humidity, but they have a lot of things based on that. Then it's possible to have a real measurement about how will be the impact of that reforestation is during the time, no? And all that information will be written or will be stored in the Cardano blockchain, and because of that is in that partnership. And in particular, I saw some question about the relation, which is maybe some our Cardano trees with a real tree. In particular, we have 10,030 trees in Cardano trees, and we and in the Cardano forest will be planted 15,000 trees, and maybe in some way we can relate maybe one tree to one real tree in that forest, or more than one. I have no the details up to now how we can access to the all that information that I say about the measurement, because for sure there is no one by one measurement. They have like an average measurement. I don't know how one tree is measured from 100 trees or something like this. And yeah, that our participation on that was mainly about the NFT in particular, and about the whole process in general, about the different discussion about how to implement the ITO and how to try to explain to the community. I don't know, more or less that was that past months about that project in particular.
Okay. Ken, do you want to get us back on track and some of the community requested features and just involvement in some side of space in general?
Yeah, well, I think I'll it's always nervous to ask this question, but I know, Damian, you've already been very straightforward with saying, I'm going to answer the questions that you ask, and the community wants to know. I am already applauding you for having put 15,000 trees into motion with Veritree, having the foresight to, well, Veritree didn't exist when you made your promise. You had no knowledge of what was going to happen or how it was going to happen. And that community pulled together and said they wanted to do something. They wanted to plant 1 million trees. They had that lofty lifetime goal to make it happen. And because Cardano is in existence, and you had synchronistic opportunities, you had a goal to donate 10,000 trees and make that happen. However it was going to happen, it was going to be 1-for-1 for every NFT that was sold. Veritree came in at the perfect time, and it worked out that you were able to just straight up trade ADA. You didn't have to cash it in and go put it in. You put it in the hands of another community member within Cardano community and said, here you go. Then even on top of that, you amped things up when we went to the smart contract era and we had the hard fork, and you said, you know what, let's make the Alonzo trees, and another 5,000 ADA was donated to make another 15,000 total getting donated. So bravo to you for making that happen, and making it for sure. The question does come up though, is because we do math. We're here because we're math geeks and we want to see things happen, and we watch all the markets in the secondary, and there's really cool stuff. We haven't even talked about the really cool features that are in these trees and why. The inspiration. I did that tree. That tree for me, that one is geolocated within about 9 miles of where my great grandparents are buried up in Canada. And it was there. I just went through the process of trying to buy one that's near, I'm not an undisclosed location because I don't want it to go skying, but it was on CNFT, not smart contract, and it didn't send. But that was really close to where my wife's family grew up, and like those are the things I'm reaching out for, to try and find the really cool aspects of where these things are at. And I'm not trying to lose the thread, but it's just one of those things where I geek out about. I love these little bits and pieces of it. But then the hard question comes. We all know how much, because it's Cardano and it's an open source thing, we know that you were very well funded through our ADA to buy the artwork, with the promise of delivering trees. That's delivered, with the promise of a roadmap that we don't even know where it's going to go, but you are continuing to work on providing technology for the community, with the add-on era and unknown future with that, but the foundation has to be set, and you're taking the time to do that. But people do want to know about the investment in that. Leah and Fede and anybody else that was a moderator, I don't even know the rules. I've never had the clout or the desire to ask somebody, hey, does it even pay to be a moderator? Do you pay to have moderators? Do you pay a community manager for that, or is it all community driven? And what other investments are you making into the community that we can see where that's going? So it's a hard question, but I got to throw it out there for you.
No, it's okay. Totally okay. Yeah. No, in particular, I saw that about the mods in particular. Yeah, they are not paid. I already sent to them some add-ons. They will have a future add-ons and the bonsais and that things. They will have products, but they didn't what was paid up to now. And Fede is part of the team. Yeah, he's paid. Yeah. And about the how I use the money in particular. Yeah, I think that the project at the beginning was because for sure I didn't expect at all that was happening about the trees in particular, that was allowed in 2 days and all that thing. For me, was be for sure a success if I sold, for example, I don't know, 1,000 and I plant 1,000 trees. For me, was amazing too. I think much more happens than I expect. And the main pillar for the project, like I think the project is for sure. It's one pillar is innovation. Another pillar is trying to teach, or it's not teach. It's trying to push other people to make something similar, or to inspire other people, or to trying to help other people to same thing, because I saw that kind of thing is if for example if all the project in Cardano NFT community makes something like this, we have a really huge thing, a really amazing thing. And I think is there are not a lot of projects making things like this, and for sure because of that the starting idea was that about the 10,000 trees. Finally it was 15,000, but it's more or less the same. And then based on that, and based on some discussion in the community about if it will be good or not, have new collection or not, or maybe harm the original connection, all that discussion, I arrive about the idea of the add-ons, because based on that idea, I think and making some live session and open it and push people to make things for the trees and put the trees in the main stage, or and trying to push people to make things related to this. I think this create a lot of more impact than the direct donation, for example. And obviously all this part is based on that initial success, for sure. And I already helped a lot of people about this, and some projects in a direct way that starting after the Cardano trees, maybe in some way inspired by I made that, because they say me in direct way, and then yeah, and in particular based in money, for sure. The website is I use in money for ways. I will use money for the marketplace, other things in particular, but for sure. I think that the most impact thing for the, but it's like I saw that, no, but the most impact thing for the trees in particular, or the community, or the big NFT Cardano NFT community, I think is trying to push other people to make something like this using this technology, or trying to, for example, I help a lot of people trying to show how to make an NFT in Cardano and using a Raspberry Pi that consumes a really really slow consumption of energy. And for sure, I think maybe the things in that way is really easy. For example, to have a zero carbon NFT community in Cardano, for example, because I read a lot of news about all the discussion about NFTs in other blockchains, about the consumption, about the other things, and I focus on that, trying to give the community, or trying to put the trees in the main stage, or trying to incentivize our people, or help to make things like this, and share everything. For sure, I not only share knowledge, I share the codes and everything with a lot of people, to minting, to the minting machine, a lot of things. I think that is, but from my perspective, I think that creates a lot of impact. But I don't know. Yeah.
I think the kind of add on to that too is, again, which is a decentralized blockchain. I don't think anybody is over here asking you what are you spending your money on, kind of thing. I think the overall thing was, the big consensus is that their communication was a little lacking, I guess, in the past few months. And so after the initial sale happened, people kind of want to get those regular updates, and they kind of did the math like Ken was saying, and say, okay, you guys have got a decent investment. What are you guys doing to further on the plan of these trees? So I guess is any of that, just to kind of piggyback one more question on this, do you guys have any plans, or are you already putting plans in place to take some of that investment that you guys have now received, in order to put that back into the marketing, and to somewhere to keep the communication improving right now? Are you guys have any plans to do that, or are you implementing that, or is that something that you're not in the works on right now?
Yeah, when Fed in particular is working on that, trying to make something like a relaunch or something like this. Like I say, that rearrange or creating a lot of new information, new way to show the trees, or to trying to tell how the trees, what the trees are, and how the tree works, and all that things. and maybe I really don't know how it will work. Maybe if that not works like I expect, maybe we can make something different, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But that is something that is we are trying to do now and will be available soon. But yeah, for sure. Yeah. Maybe if that didn't work or like it's expected, we can
It
make
sounds
something different.
yeah. It sounds a lot like where we're at is that as a developer, you're building your product, and then there's a community side that you have a community manager. And I think some of the outside conversation really got to the point where a majority of my take is that a majority of the holders in the community are from North America. There's a lot from South America, but there's also a language barrier and a difference between titles, right? So when I talked to Fede, his take on being a community manager by title was more along the lines of a voice of Damian. So while you're working on the product, he's working on helping the community. So what we should be doing, or I think I'm hearing best, is that we need to really help out and lean on and work with Fede to say, hey, we are all looking at wanting to get this bot in service. How can we help you make that happen? We would really like to have the moderators have the opportunity to help you so that if there's a dust up or if there's a conversation that happens, somebody is there like Aaliyah or Orlando to address that and put things in a channel and have a little bit more permission out in the spaces. Whether it's in this space or others, I mean, I vouch for Leah because I've worked with her in other communities and other places, and that kind of digital identity piece is growing, and we're seeing that. So that's good. And I liked your question, Tommy, looking at, hey, where are we at with it? Damian, you did say we have a website that's coming out, but getting everybody into the space so that people like Lando, who spent countless hours, anytime I was back, he was out there, he's doing his thing, and he's helping answer questions and make things happen. So having the community growth is paramount for having the audience and the attention for continuing to sell and move forward with your equipment. So yeah, that's good. I like that. Leah, where are you at with are there any comments that you would like to add in at this point, or
just listening for right now?
Yeah, totally fair.
I think the sentiment, what we're seeing in chat, and people are agreeing that, yeah, they would like to see some of the mods have a little bit more than the basic permissions in there to be able to facilitate the needs of the community, and not to say to take over the Discord or anything like that, but to be able to implement certain changes that the community is looking for. So I think that was one of the main things that the community was asking for, and maybe that's something that they can have a conversation to further push.
Yeah. So that's how easy it is to change things. Just move things over. There it is.
There you go.
Well, and it's so I think I may have missed a question or two throughout, but we really get to the end of the timeline. There's a lot of things that are yet to come and a lot to happen. And catching the stream, like I know that there's 3 people in this chat like on video who are also in a lot. Like I'm not going to call out any other CNFT projects but I will say Project Catalyst because that's got to be called out for the fantastic. We're going to be starting to vote on that, and this is the Q channel, so I'm at least going to steal the shill for a moment and say Project Catalyst, Cardano, you got to get there if you're not and take part in it. But for all the communities that we're in, we want to continue to help. LFG means grow, right? We want to make this happen. We want to keep this going. But the ultimate thing is you, Damian, don't want to be a community manager for the space. That's not your ultimate end all be all dream. Your dream is that you want to inspire, you want to teach. And just watching the chat, there's already a great idea of taking, even on the tree side, go to find your tree in Cardano. Like if I go to that tree where my great grandparents are buried and I take a picture of it, and then next year I make another picture of it, or each solstice, whatever it is, and keep adding that into one NFT, beautiful. So that's just future growth on your thought and your inspiration to make it happen. But the ultimate goal is a DAO, and we haven't even defined DAO yet. The true the TAO DAO can't be defined. If you define it, then you ruin it. So that's kind of how I see the DAOs in our metaverse place right now. Is like, okay, what does that actually mean? So letting that grow, letting the people in the community that is here now say, hey, guess what? Veritree just hit their goal. We were a part of that. We need hype, and not like the hype because we want the floor price to go up, but we want to draw more people back to this community and show them what's going on. We want to talk about that. Samsung, big deal. That just brought everyone that just bought those tokens and are going to get a NFT here soon when they start cashing in. Once all that project comes to fruition, there's going to be more people with those NFTs. Nano frames, huge deal. To me, that is huge. I'm looking forward to it. At some point here pretty soon, I'm going to get some version of some kind of a Cardano trees token airdrop from the nano frames. And everybody else that has never been in Cardano trees is going to be in this community really soon, because they're going to have that and they're going to say, well, what the hell is this? Oh my God, that's the first cuss word in this entire stream. Sorry about that.
Shame.
But you're right. This is not old. So if we look at this and we say, okay, we're going to have a whole new batch of community members coming in to check out what this token is that they just got. If I get dropped a token, I'm going to go to their website. I'm going to go to their thing. So we need to be ready for that. And as a community, in those welcoming arms, and say, welcome to the community. You're in. We love you. We want you. Show you what we're doing and how we're doing it. So I look forward to that. And I know that you and I have had longer conversations about DAOs and what your vision is. And I can only say that I think you have a much better handle on what a DAO is than what I've seen other people using it as a tagline or just something in the roadmap or metaverse. And we're going to have this. So to preserve time, we're at 52 minutes for this live stream. We're moving through it, and we want to have part of it as an AMA portion. So if you could sum up your DAO vision in a few minutes, or we can just hit pass.
Totally. The DAO is a really big concept that I really don't know in detail for sure. Like you, I think because when I already make all the thing about the add-ons and that thing, the idea is that other people can make add-ons, or community members, or other artists, or other projects, I know, or maybe some other ideas come through about that technology idea. And then for me, for example, maybe something really small, but maybe the whole community can decide which add-ons will be part of the Cardano trees. Will be a treasury for that. Then we can decide, or the DAO can decide what to do with that. Maybe not only which add-ons we can make, or for sure maybe in the future I can make some of them, but for me it will be better is most of them are made by others, or community members, or artists. I think, I really like that part, that other people start making things, and for me it makes more impact. But for sure I in the future I will make some myself. But maybe that will be some part. I really don't know in particular how that can be growth, and for sure that there is a lot of technical things to make a real DAO too. I think it's not it's, for example, only making some pool or something like this is not a real DAO. Maybe it's necessary to make a real system for, like, Catalyst or something, not that big, but maybe in that direction. Then people can propose some things related to the trees in particular, to the add-ons, or maybe other things. Maybe we can go to as a project to other in other ways. I don't know. But for that, I think we need to finish the basis of all that things about the dons and other things that can, I think, in the roadmap in particular, the teaching part is maybe at the I don't know, in Q3 or maybe at the finished part. I will do I will do that part now, but now no, in the next month. When I finish all the modification of the trees, I will start with that part of teaching people how to make that, and because I think that will create a lot of things for the community, for other artists, other projects. There are a lot of I already received some messages about collaborations based on that own idea from other person, and then because of that, I try to make that sooner, much sooner than that in Q3, because I think that will generate a lot of good things for the project in particular and for the entire community, I think.
Yeah, for
Cool.
sure. I think I was going to say to kind of wrap up towards the back end on some of these questions before getting into what the community has on there. So I guess, Damian, to kind of summarize for everybody right now, I guess like a priority list. What is, like from right now, what you're, working on to finish first, and then obviously, like I said, a DAO and things like that may come towards the back end of the year. If ever you could give a quick little synopsis of what is the priority right now for you guys to start working on and getting completed for the remainder of the year.
Yeah, no, I'm missing the most
It's like
important
11
thing
months.
Yeah, right.
The remainder of what? Of this
Everybody
year?
wants it now, man. Come on. Now.
Yeah, no, I think the more important thing is to finish to modify the trees, to make it available for adults, to have a better website and Discord to communicate in a good way the how the trees work and how it is, and start with the teaching lesson and the live sessions about that. I think.
Yeah.
But from my perspective, I think that is the thing that will have more impact. But I don't know, it's my idea. But I think that is a really important part of the whole the whole roadmap. Yeah. But it's my thinking. Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Well, that's good to hear. Yeah, I think, like you said, the add-ons, and I think, talking with mods and things inside that chat, it may be, awesome to go ahead and get some community ideas, some requests from the community of what they're looking for, and being able to go ahead and, prioritize some of that stuff as you guys come across it. So that would be something to get everybody involved, and live AMAs, and I see people jumping on Twitch these days. So if you're looking to do teaching lessons for things, I think there's a lot of fun things to get the community engaged in while you are working on things in the background to get to that final point.
Yeah.
So I have I'm going to switch our views up a little bit. We're going to make this a little dicey so that I can bring the questions up, and we'll be able to show those on the screen. Is it too early to flash this? Did you see it?
I think I saw. Was that a map? Is that a map right there? Yeah, there you go. Hey, I think you had that in on the back end. I think we got some questions that looks like they're coming in from there. Ken, if you want to start jumping some of those in.
Cool, that'll work. All right, so there's one gentleman.
Yeah, that's the real number one question. Right there.
You already had the car racing.
You got the car race. Yep. The Nokia race. We got to update that too.
The Nokia race, yeah.
We got to get a jockey with the Samsung now.
Yeah, you're gonna have to change that Nokia to a Samsung logo. Put an S on that thing.
Yeah. So Mick and Grit asked, made the statement. I think the collaborations would be a great update for the community, and I would have to agree with that. If you have when those updates come up and collaborations are there, because I know you as a developer are in a rare class of developers on Cardano, and you also have associations with like Egon from Stellarhood and Alessandro and the Armada Alliance and a number of people that are out there, and having that visibility, because most developers I know live in caves and don't want to get out and say, hey, we're doing this. So when you hook up with those collaborations, those will be really good to see big public action on that.
Well,
so,
we are working in something with Dinoverse. I don't know if you know that project. Yeah.
Which one was it?
Dinoverse.
Dinoverse?
Dinoverse, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I think that we can.
I thought you said Danoverse, and I was like sitting there for a
yeah.
second. I'm like, hold on.
Yeah.
I don't know if you want to be working with that one. The Dinoverse.
Dino,
Yeah.
And they will release something soon about.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So you guys have some
About that.
stuff in the works.
Yeah.
Okay. So, Ken, you want to jump down? Do you want to do these in order? These random?
So,
these
yeah, I
questions?
think we can roll them right down. I've got
Yes, I
Mint and Grit asked about the live lessons, and he did mention that whether it goes to live stream or as once he's ready to have something to teach.
I will try to make some documents and some presentations like some a document as a reference, but I think it's better something like live lessons to to discuss the things. I think is will be better. Yeah.
Do you have an idea, Damian, of where you would want to host those lessons? Would that want to be in a Discord? Would that want to be on a Twitch? Would that want to be on YouTube? Like, do you have an idea of where you would want to do that?
No, about the platform, no at all. No. I never used Twitch for sure. Maybe I am too old. Maybe.
Yeah.
But I think it's good. Yeah, I saw my child using Twitch, and maybe I can try. Yeah.
I think that's where some of these mods in here that are a little younger that may be able to help you out over there. Get some of that stuff set up for you guys.
Yeah.
Plenty of people in the community that are willing to do that, I'm sure.
Totally. Yeah.
Okay. Well, yeah, I think that would definitely be an awesome improvement because I know, Damian, like you said, I believe you said you were an educator, prior to all this as well. So I think that being able to utilize a skill set like that for something that you're passionate about would be awesome and really resonate well with the community. Okay, where are we going?
My scroll went really fast. I was trying to see where we went. There we go. This is one I want to know about too.
Yes.
What can community members do best to help you out, Damian? You saw my answer too.
The answer can be have patience. Yeah. Okay. I don't know. In particular, for sure, all the community is really great, and all the community is really talk every time about the trees, about how they like the trees. That is really amazing and helps a lot. Yeah, maybe patience is okay for sure, but I think they are patient enough.
It may work out for you to, if you have a particular call to action or a need or a developer or a community manager, a new mod, whatever you need, just have another channel in that for help wanted or something to that end, and you can get involved in there. So you don't have to answer it right now, but if something comes up and you just need somebody to hand out flyers, whatever it is, I'm here for you. There's a lot of us here willing to help. So
totally.
you have the community, you have the community's ear. If you see one, Damian or anybody, hit me up and we'll throw that one up there.
Well, I know, as far as helping the community itself out, Damian, I think, you have, like you said, you got a great fan base here. You have a lot of holders and people that appreciate the project. And Twitter is a powerful space. I was rarely on it before. Same thing with Discord, but you can take advantage of those tools and the community members to be able to share those different posts, have fun, interactive things for the community to post, like Fetty and them have started to do, and let some ideas inspire from that community itself, because that's what drives during these times while you guys are in development and things aren't out here yet and you don't have a lot of fun news to share. Those engagements with the community can really carry it, that momentum of the project itself during that downtime.
Yeah, sure.
Awesome. So this one comes from Blackbird. If it pops up the right way, let's see.
Trivia.
Yeah, I know that I'm probably not going to personally get into the metaverses as much as others will be, but I know the desire for 3D trees is going to be a thing. But accurate thumbnails for the secondary markets. I know that we're like a JPEG store and a couple other places where the thumbnails are a catch.
That is a real huge problem. Yeah. Okay. I think making something like I made that is new, different, is in some ways good, in another ways totally a headache. Yeah.
We're not there
because
yet.
because
Yeah.
for example, that situation with the marketplaces, because they put the trees in a really bad way. And in particular with Shapeshift for that marketplace in particular, I create images for each tree in their best situation with flowers, fruits during the day, not like sticks.
Yeah.
I make
We love the sticks.
Yeah,
we love the sticks.
Yeah. I made a good photo, a good image for each of them, and then I share with them, and they are trying to put that in, and not to put the real thumbnail that I like it, but for sure I it's not the real tree. But yeah, for example, for the add-on side, inside the in particular the plant add-on, the thumbnail is not on chain, is an image, and it's an IPFS trying to avoid that problem in particular. Yeah, because the original trees I try to focus to make full on chain, and that creates now that big problem about the marketplaces and all that thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, for sure, the marketplace are not prepared. If you saw for example, the Stellar Hood NFTs has the same problem because are the same kind of NFTs. But all the NFTs that are like this has that problem in the marketplaces. Yeah, for my side, I tried to create that good image. I already send it to that store in particular. I'm talking with other marketplaces, trying to have the same situation, trying to have the same the same modification to have a better visualization of our trees. But yeah, you need to think that for example that maybe there is not too much project with that problem, and then maybe for them it's not important to make that modification, for example.
Right.
I try to push that, but yeah, it's. I didn't think about that at the beginning. Maybe I made in a different way. Yeah, sorry.
No, I was going to say, I think everybody, especially coming into it, people who know about the Cardano trees know where to kind of go to actually see what they actually look like. But people coming across them in different marketplaces, like they see that static image thumbnail and may not understand what exactly they are. Someone Mitt and Grit over here just mentioned a good thing that I was actually testing right now on Open CNFT, where they .io, they do all the sales. When you do click in, they're able to actually render in the live tree. Cool. So I'm sure that's something that maybe the community can go ahead and can help reach out to JPEG Store and these other marketplaces that are coming online in order to get them to actually display certain things like this, because it does actually display. If I would love to see the trees in live motion, but like I said, I'm sure there's some technical details that we're not there yet to be able to do that.
When I flashed the image from the previous question, what can we do to help you out? But I think the community also needs the opportunity to help the community out. For everyone that's concerned about the secondary market, and because it is an asset that we have, it's a digital asset, and we want to be able to do more with that. That may be where we, as the tree holders, call up and reach out, and we can't just count on one person saying, hey, somebody wants this, I want to do that. Not to say that you're not invested in that, because you've already sent 10,030 images to a certain market and said, these are the images that should be associated, but they don't have people that can just upload all of it yet. So I know that there's big pushes from different communities to move all to the smart contracts or all to different markets, and it's on your roadmap to have a marketplace, which I'm sure is going to have animated images and everything for growth. So those are really, really cool future availability. So I'm looking forward to that. So trivia, there's a few questions about the metaverses, and I know Tom, if you had something else, why don't you read it? I'll find it and bring it up.
No, there's a couple asks, in regards to some of the metaverse projects. Like Pavia is obviously one of the leading ones, and Damian, I think we talked about this a little bit in the sit down for us, which I guess that would actually, I don't know if you have any plans for anything going forward in that. I know it would require you to render 3D assets in order to bring that into a metaverse. Is that something, obviously not in the forefront of what's going on, but is that something that you guys would entertain or possibly look to as the metaverse itself grows?
Yeah. No, for sure. It's in the idea that maybe have some 3D version of the trees. Yeah, that's the problem because our trees are not only 2D, are drawing on the fly when you see it, and then all these characteristic is not good for that metaverse. Then
Right.
we need to create a totally new asset for that.
Right.
But it's important. I think it's important, and like I say, we are working something about this with Dinoverse. But for sure we can create in the future. Maybe I exploring different ways to do that. For sure, I really like that in the future every tree holder can have a 3D version of something like this associated to put in maybe something like any metaverse, because I think in the future all the different metaverse will use more or less the same kind of asset or same kind of file. I think it's a Blender kind of object, and then it's to have that is necessary to make a totally new asset with totally new technique,
Right.
and because I try to, or I like to that the 3D version of the tree seems more or less similar like the 2D or with more or less the same characteristic. It's not an easy or fast thing to do, but for sure, there is a lot of good things in the future about metaverses, and then I have that in mind for sure, like something important to trying to explore a lot of different ways, trying to put the trees in that the trees there. But that for sure we are with our original trees, we are far away to have
To get to that point.
to get that. Yeah, but I think that there is different ways to do that. Maybe one thing that I think about is because the trees are generated based on rules and generated art techniques, we can use more or less the same technique but in 3D, and maybe growth in that way. But maybe using some rotation, you can create something in 3D similar to the 2D. I don't know. Maybe we can reach some good way to do that. But I think for sure I know that everyone likes to have their trees in the 3D version in Metaverse.
Right. The way I would envision it, at least, we had a big discussion on Metaverse last night, but almost like how Pavia or one of these other things portal into different metaverses or different worlds. It would probably in the short term have to be built like you'd have to build your own Cardano forest. It would be necessarily that is able to render them in 3D and be able to do the growth models, and they'd be able to portal in somewhere inside of those metaverses themselves in order to actually see the functionality of them. Until that technology comes where they can actually deploy your asset into there and it has the code that actually allows for the growth inside of it. But going forward too, I know there's a few other ones in here. Speaking of add-ons, before I also see a bonsai tree question down there. The add-ons, real quick, I know that we were teased a few. We got the fireworks, we have the fancy plants, we have the sun and moon. I've seen an Eltano one with the Nokia that may need now to be a Samsung. Is there any plans for the release of Eltano's add-on?
We will have that add-on for sure. But will be a special launching for that? Yeah,
you can do a special launch.
It's not a common add-on at all.
Right. Yeah, that's definitely something special, right? It's worthy of a kingly entrance. I would drop, you would say. So no timeline or anything on that yet.
Sorry.
About the Eltano add-on?
Yes.
Yeah. No, first I think it's better to finish about the trees.
Okay.
And then we have that done. We can release new add-ons and all that things.
Okay.
Cool. It's because we are ruling through and on time and everything. I just want to hit one question. Fede is in the chat listening. I don't know if he has a different name. So if anyone has a specific question for Fede, roll it in there and then we'll ask it and then see if it gets answered in the chat or elsewhere. So don't want to miss out on that because he is our community manager, and we all know that he does not command the English language as well as some of us. So when the question's out there, we can pose it, and we should be able to get through to that as well. So on to the bonsai question then, Tommy. I think
yeah,
I see it.
I think there's a question in regards to that because that was mentioned in that roadmap as well. Is there a distinction, Damian, between the bonsais are their own separate release, right? Those are not part of the add-on collection, correct?
Yeah, no, it's not part, but maybe for sure will be done in the same way to combine with all other things. Yeah.
Will they be their own type of release? I know they're going to be, I don't know, there's haven't been too much details on those, but those will be a 1-to-1 mint. So if you hold one Cardano tree, you'll be able to mint one bonsai tree. So those will be its own separate collection away from the actual Cardano tree itself. And then you're looking to possibly bring plans to bring the Cardano tree and your bonsai tree into the same NFT via that same technology.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the idea is that bonsai trees will be made with the same code style to. Then we can combine that with the original trees or other add-ons or anything. Yeah, that's the idea. Yeah.
Okay.
I will explore for that particular collection of the bonsai tree. I will explore different other techniques, generative art technique to make something better. I think that the trees to have some good shapes seems like real bonsai. Yeah. I am exploring different techniques that I didn't use in the original trees.
Okay. And is there, just for in regards to the bonsai, is there any sort of quarter of this year? Is the roadmap going according to plan, or is that going to be in a different quarter release? Do you have any update on those?
About the
do you have
about the date?
Yeah, or just the quarter. What is it? Is it according to the roadmap going to plan, or is that something that you guys are going to be adjusting? Do you have any update for anybody looking for info on those?
No, about the bonsai in particular, I think they are now in Q2. I think it's for now. I think it's okay that date, more or less.
Okay.
Yeah,
Right,
but the more or less the order of the events will be modified. The original trees, then made a remit about for the people that like it. It's not totally.
There's another developer in the Cardano ecosystem that his Alexander just says it'll come out when it's ready, and there it is.
Mm-hmm.
But no, I appreciate the the candor, and it'll be done when it's done. But that's exactly to Tommy's point. We're kind of looking at, hey, what does our roadmap look like as community members? What can we do again to help keep the Cardano trees out there and in front of everybody? I know it may be fun to do a community AMA where we don't pull Damian, you covered a lot of the highlights and a lot of the important pieces, what's out here for us. But there may be a time when some of us day one mint people, or the ones that really fan geek out about Cardano trees, just host and says, okay, this is why I look for this because it's here. Well, how do you find that? Or what do you bring those new community members in and say, hey, let's just get together one day on our own and fan geek and talk about it and see if we can discover which Cardano tree is at the highest actual elevation, which one's closest to Everest or K2, or which one's at the head of the Mississippi, or just fun stuff.
Well, I hear Twitter Spaces are a popular place right now, so I think that would be something fun that maybe the community mods could go ahead, and Leah, and you could organize with the group and do. We could even set it up to be a weekly thing, a bi-weekly thing, monthly, whatever you would like it to be. But that could be a space for the community itself to go in and just kind of, like you said, geek out, just learn a little bit more and educate for those. I think that'd be a great tool for people to get engaged outside of the Discord.
Yeah, and really understand what the difference is between the thumbnail. And I like the thumbnail. I'm probably going to get a patch made and throw one. I like the color combo. There's some really cool palettes, and that'd be kind of fun. But I really love watching this tree sway in the wind and grow from a stick, that day one stick to where it's at now.
Yeah. The thumbnail was drawn by me by hand. Yeah, and then
Okay,
it's totally original for me.
That's awesome.
I know I'm excited to see this March and like spring, those flowers starting to develop on some of those alphas in different areas over the different fruits. So we're coming into that life cycle of spring here soon. So that's gonna be a fun time.
And I think, what is there, 15 or so people watching right now? At some point, somebody else is going to watch. Oh my God, I missed it. And they're going to sit and watch us talk for an hour and 15 minutes. Other communities do, blank follows blank. I have a habit of if somebody's sporting a tree as a PFP, I'm in. They've already made good life choices. I'm following them. But there may be a day when we all, as a community, because sometimes that happens and that generates because they want to do a floor push, and it's not about that to me. It's just about making sure, hey, who's new in the community, and it may not be your favorite one enough to throw it on your PFP ranking, but we're just hey, oh my God, you like trees? Follow. We're in. I want to hear more about what you're doing and check that out. So we may even want to look at a trees follow trees thing as well.
Yeah, I think that's all fun stuff. Like you said, Leah can go ahead as far as the mods inside the thing, get going and make that push for different ways to be able to do that. And like you said, different permissions and stuff that they may have to be able to get to those things organized in the community would be very important.
Yeah, because right now this is a figurehead community. You are in charge of what happens, how it happens, and because you have that control. As we transition to the DAO version of it, it has to be community driven. And if this community wants to roll a certain way, we build a mechanism to make that happen. So appreciate being in it and doing that. So.
Yeah, I think it's cool enough too that you have a community who is passionate enough that wants to see these different things happen. It's not every day you build something like this and then have people wanting to talk about it, have people wanting to show it off and wanting new stuff and a new roadmap, new different features. It's a really cool thing to see. So I tip my hat to you, Damian, for getting all this started and allowing us to even have a platform to do this.
Yeah.
And I see Mitt and Grit inside the chat right now.
I only have two more bullet points.
I see Mitt and Grit up on there. Maybe we can get a thing going after this inside of here. The trees follow trees inside of Yep, trees. That would be great. We have Eltano popping on the screen right here.
Where's it at? Oh yeah. So my screen's kind of acting up. I want to
Big
put
baby blue baddie.
Hashtag baby blue baddie. Put that in there.
Oh yeah, so Mitt and Grit put it out there, and I'm gonna have to just say I'll vote for all caps. Trees follow trees. Let's roll.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So there's two other bullet points that I have for just open discussion, and same game. If you guys have some other questions, pop them in there. If anyone has to go, roll out. We're good. But nano frames is happening, and to me that's a really cool thing because I got in at a point where I'm going to get that. Do you have any kind of hints for what our airdrop's going to look like or what we got? Or have you already developed or are you ready to, you still working it out?
Got a little bit of alpha right now.
I didn't start to make that. Will be only one asset that will be replicated, but I have some ideas. Maybe I can tell one idea, but maybe I don't know if I make that or other thing. For example, maybe something could be follow the nano frames shape of their
outline, the
border. Maybe I can create some plant or something that grows like flowers and
trellis.
Yes, that one.
Cool.
Maybe that could be something, but I really don't know that. Maybe I didn't start about making it to make this.
Every time that I get you on camera, I always try and pry something out. So I'm 0 for 3. You're doing good. You have not revealed anything. But I am going to drop this one in here because this happened last night for 3 of us. If you don't recognize this and you don't know what this image is yet, we got floor space in Las Vegas. Yep. And I will be bringing my artwork, and I'm going to probably do at least one painting while I'm there and set up my space. Freedom 35ers are right on the other corner. You guys are going to be down the way. And Damian, you haven't even talked to us about it, but you did let us know that you got a corner spot too. This is our own little Pavia verse. I don't know what our height restrictions are, but on top, if I can go high, I'm going to
Yeah.
make a wood cutout of my gamma trees, and I'm going to put them on a stick so I keep them moving and just
Yeah.
shake them from on high.
Yeah, totally. I can make some. I make a. I make a circular. I am a circular artist or something like this.
Yeah.
I make
Yeah.
a juggling. I make a acrobatics, and maybe I can make something there about the trees.
There you go.
Live.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pack my nano frame, I think, during this trip and let it just display up on the back of our booth over there.
Yep.
And
I'll have mine.
We'll have you guys come down and we'll do a little live interview, just a little live stream vlog of CNFT Con out there. So that's awesome. But yeah, that got inspired this week. And if anybody in the chat is looking right now, I know you can reach out to the people over. I think I reached out to Adam Dean over there. But they're setting everybody up for boosts right now, which they're not too expensive. And I know it's going to be. I know so many people already who I've talked to who are going. So it's going to be awesome that we're all right near each other. That'll be fun. We'll be neighbors over here in Vegas.
I strategized a little bit. I don't have it on the screen. Well, let's see if I could do it here. But about in here, that's about the only place for all the bathrooms. So y'all are going to go past our booth at some
There
point.
you go.
You're trapped.
You will see us.
So you planned it out perfectly.
Well, if you
There's
look over there, that's
food
a food
over
court.
here. Yeah.
You can washing your hands in my booth. Yeah.
Yep.
I think somebody gave me a hint across from our booth. I think it's either Jet Chicken or somebody is over across from us on our side, and I have no idea who the other ones are across from you guys yet.
Yeah,
so that's gonna be fun.
Yeah, I think Jet is here. So those boys will be. You guys are gonna be fast friends. I can just see you guys hanging out, and that's gonna be crazy. They have not dedicated who's gonna be in any of these spaces yet.
No.
So I mean, it's all early. It's all big news, but they did set us up, and we are going to Vegas. So on the 2500 club, Purple Legacy.
There you go.
Vegas. We'll be there. And Leah, if you can't make it, I'll put up a screen. I know I'm planning on doing a live stream there from there because I want to show it all. Yeah, yep. We'll put Leah right there.
There you go.
I'm there.
We can maybe we'll beam in Eltano as well, or maybe we'll see him out there. Who knows?
Oh, he better make it up. That'd be fun. That's a long flight for him, but we'll get there.
And I just wanted to say, like, the community, I mean, just to shout out with Eltano being in the chat right now on that. I mean, you've literally inspired, this project has inspired one of the best hype men inside the CNFT space in general, you know, literally originated from the Cardano trees. So big shout out to Eltano over there. I've seen him all over the place. And it's fun that the tree cord is his home, as he calls it over here. So I appreciate him moderating the chat over here right now and keeping us hyped down there.
That was awesome. I am flush out of questions. We have a big community. We have a lot of people in the sideline. 4 months is a long time.
It feels like years, man.
It does. I can't tell you how many lessons I've learned in the CNFT space. Some things that I should have known that I didn't do, some things I did do that went well. Just it's fun. I like being around everything, but my home place in the CNFT world is absolutely Cardano trees.
For sure.
I'm here. So
I'd like to see, this as we go forward here, hopefully we'll get some more engagement inside the chat. You know, the mods will get more involved. We'll get some of these ideas flowing, and kind of keep this thing pushing into this year. I mean, there's so much time and so much excitement that's building inside this space. It's a great time to be here in Cardano.
Yeah, for sure.
So Damian, I can, unless we got some more questions, I don't really see anything trickling in. I think we're about to hit 8 o'clock. It's a pretty good timeline right there. So unless anybody has any other last minute things, I mean, we appreciate everybody's time. And the fact that we got this organized in a few days, big shout out to you, Ken, for setting all this up.
Amazing.
Yeah, it's been awesome.
I know this one's on my channel, so feel free to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button if you're not already there. No, there's been a lot of real life stuff happening for everybody, and it's parallel where everything just feels like it's about to launch, and being organized and having the foundation set super important. So Damian, that is how I see what you've been doing, is making sure that the foundation of the technology is in place, and you're rolling it, and you're doing what needs to be done. but I get that feeling that we are all in a spot where we want more. I almost said it. I'll say it anyway. We want better in community engagement from everybody to help understand what's up, where things are at, and let us transition to that. So, Leah, I look forward to the opportunity if you do get a little more permissions. Fede, I know you're watching, so if you need anything from us, reach out to us. Damian, ask the question. There's people that are here to ask and help, and we'll be there. So,
yeah, for sure.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thanks.
It's been a great time, and maybe we'll get to do these a little bit more frequently here throughout the quarter. But Damian, I appreciate everything that you're doing right now and allowing us to get a chance to chat about these. I know we have a lot of people who are passionate, and at the end of the day, I'm big. We love the trees. At the end of the day, that's what this is, So thank you for creating these.
Thank you for you. Yeah, thank you.
Absolutely. Ken, are we going to be able to record any of this stuff, or is it live?
It's a live feed. It is recording. As soon as we hang up, I think it takes a few minutes to bounce in, but it's there, and the link is the same. So, yeah.
That's perfect time. We got some dogs barking. They sound like they're hungry a little bit right now, so it might be a good time to end this out there. But so okay, we'll double check. We'll definitely make sure to get this across all the channels to everybody if they want to catch up or weren't able to make it out tonight. But yeah, guys, thanks. I appreciate the time.
Wait, this side. All right, there's my corner. Gotta get it in the center.
There you go.
Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Want me to count?
I don't know what just happened right there.
All right, everybody that's watching,
I feel
I'm
like we just
going to take
morphed,
us
dude.
off the stream. And thank you all.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate
Thank
y'all
you.
listening.